Hello and welcome to today's video where we are previewing the Sylvania 300 here from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. This here, the second race in the chase, and I'm sliding. That's because I don't have many assist on my tires. Either way, so the second race in the chase, and the second race in the Challenger round. Denny Hamlin with a win at Chicagoland, going to advance to the Contender round, where 12 drivers will fight it out. But before then, 11 more spots have to be filled. So, who's in the bubble? Jamie McMurray, Paul Menard, Kevin Harvick, and Clint Bowyer. So, now you're probably like, okay, Jamie McMurray and Paul Menard, they're going for points. You know, they got in on points, okay? They may be there. Clint Bowyer, he also got in on points. Now, Clint Bowyer was higher in points until NASCAR found post-race inspections that he had a illegal part or some type of part in his car that they weren't supposed to have, the NASCAR does not allow, and he got fined 25 points and a bunch of money, and people got suspended. They appealed it, so they said, okay, we'll appeal it. You still lose your points. So they're going to have a hearing on Wednesday to decide about the appeal of it or whatever. So, currently though, he is not 26, he is 16th. So he could move up if the appeal, oh my god, if the appeal goes through differently. Now, on to Kevin Harvick, the most consistent driver of the season in the points leader since almost the beginning. So how did the points leader during the regular season end up 15th, and actually before Clint Bowyer's before he got fined, 16th in the chase grid? So, Kevin Harvick, who qualified first at Chicagoland, led a good amount of laps, had contact on a restart with Jimmy Johnson, going down low after getting pushed by Joey Logano, made contact with Kevin Harvick, giving him a tire rub. This tire rub then resulted in 2 laps later, spinning out and crashing. It took 58 laps to get the car fixed, and resulted in a 42nd place finish. So what he has to do is either race really, really good the next 2 races, like get second, or get a win and advance to the next round. So, on to New Hampshire. 11 drivers left. Well, no, 15 drivers now fight for 11 positions, with obviously Denny Hamlin locked in. So, who gets in at New Hampshire? So, previously at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Now, the last race at New Hampshire, Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick, and Kyle Busch were the best 3 there. So, before we get into who I think is going to win, we're going to first talk about who's got the pole. Carl Edwards has took the pole at New Hampshire by winning the pole in July and winning the pole in September. Starting second is Kevin Harvick. So hopefully, for me, being a Kevin Harvick fan, hopefully he can get that win. I want to do a race review as Kevin Harvick, like for real. Either way, on to the track. So the track really is one of the flattest tracks in NASCAR. It's also the only NASCAR track that I've gone to. You can see my video that I went to New Hampshire in 2013 with Casey. I also went many different years with my grandparents and stuff like that. I went to truck races and Xfinity races And in 2013, went with Casey. Actually, his dad got a special Fastenal thing that we went to. Got to go down pit road. Carl Edwards, this is when he drove for Roush, talked at the Fastenal hospitalities. We had to wear Fastenal hats. We got Fastenal shirt. You know, we got all that stuff. So that was cool. Either way, let's talk about the race now. So, you're going to go right up here, really against the wall, and then you're just going to hit the brake. Now this is basically Martinsville, just a bit bigger. In a sense, that's how people consider it. Actually, it was said yesterday, Martinsville on steroids. That's interesting. So, it's really a one-groove racetrack. You really want to run this line most of the time. You may notice me going just a bit slower than they probably would. That's because I don't typically run that line when I race myself. This is one of the tracks that I don't really run the line so well that they actually will run. So right here, and that smoke, that's because I don't really have the anti-lock brakes on that much. So I really lock up the wheels every corner that I go into. And if you notice that in recent videos, that's because I'm using less assist in the game than I used to. So when I brake really hard, the wheels lock up. As you can tell right there. If I just ease onto the brakes, they don't lock up. Either way, where do I run? Well, I either will run, I'll show you in this corner where I run. I really can, in both corners, run right down along this line. That's really where I like to run. I'll run the middle and the back stretch. And also the front stretch. And then I like to run this line right here sometimes too. On both, remember this is both corners that I run this on. Right there. So really run a bit different groove. So, now it's my time to pick who do I think is going to win the race in New Hampshire. Well, my pick to win in New Hampshire is that I think you will either see Kevin Harvick get his win and advance to the next round, as you've known, because every single race this season I've picked Kevin Harvick. Secondly, Joey Logano. I think he's got a good shot to win and advance to the next round. And finally, who else am I going to pick? I'm going to go with Carl Edwards. Pole sitter. I think he will win. One of those three will win here at New Hampshire and advance to the next round in the chase. So, just to repeat who I thought was going to win races so far this season, I've got 3 right. I picked Kevin Harvick at Phoenix and Las Vegas, and Jimmy Johnson at Dover. I might have picked somebody else somewhere along those lines, but you know what? If we were picking for who you think's going to get in the top 10, and I would have picked Kevin Harvick, I would have done pretty good for who's going to get in the top 10, just not the win column. But here's an interesting fact before we end this race and go and do whatever and prepare for Dover next weekend. Kevin Harvick's crew chief said that the team has not run their all-out speed and their all-out power that they can run since Phoenix. So the whole time during the regular season, they did not actually run their all-out power. Which could be an interesting fact to keep in note later in the chase. So with that, I'd say thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time to watch the Dover race. Also, make sure you check out the race reaction videos from the Truck Series, the Xfinity Series, and the Sprint Cup Series, all going up the days after the race. So, when this goes up, the Truck Series and Xfinity Series videos will go up the same exact day, which should be pretty cool. So if you want to watch 3 NASCAR videos in a day from me, you know, that's good. Also, make sure you subscribe, because if you're into NASCAR videos, or just video games in general, or you want to laugh sometimes, make sure you check out this channel for more things, because that's what we do. We do things. And now I'm wrecking. Either way, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week at Dover.